What's happening, everybody? It's Talking with Topher 420. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. What's happening, everybody? I want to wish everybody a happy 420. That's right, it's Wednesday, 4/20/2022. And I've already gotten started on some edibles from this amazing company called TwT. We will be carrying their disposables and cartridges at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, but I'm not allowed to sell any edibles in the state of New Hampshire. So because of that, I can eat them myself and let you know that they are amazing. But if you can get there, if I can say anything, come on in and get their cartridges and or disposables at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. That is it. That's the only ad. That's the little thing I got going on. I figured it fit right into today's episode. All right, what's happening, everybody? What are you doing this 420, huh? Are you smoking? Well, if you are, I'm joining you. And if you're not, why don't you join me? All right, I got some Dutch Dragon green in here. So I got a nice joint rolled up. And then I've got some beautiful, snappy fucking shit that does me a body good. Yes. So, if you don't know, I'm telling you again. It's 420, and I'm excited to be here. I even got this little thing all cleaned up. Normally, it does not look like this. It is filthy. Yeah, it kind of looked like that before. Now it doesn't. But I'm going to get this party started with a dab with all of you out there. So let's get going. Like I said, I'm already on 100 milligrams of some edible Delta 8s, feeling good, getting ready to go see my doctor about my eyes. Yeah, it's been like 5 years since I've had my eyes checked, so I am super pumped about that. And I don't know if anybody's ever watched this before, but you just gotta heat this banger up. It's gonna probably catch on flames. This one's got a thicker bottom on it, which is why I didn't want to use it for the podcast, but unfortunately my other one is still soaking, so we've got this. What are you guys smoking out there? Are you eating any edibles? What dispensaries are you going to today? I've gone to a couple of them, one in Tewksbury, and I think the other one was in Drake. But yeah, I've been to those dispensaries, got some really good sodas from there. Don't you love the fact that like now you can like drive somewhere and just go buy it at a store? It feels pretty amazing to be able to say and or do that. I mean, when I was a kid, this shit wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. So this generation coming up now, man, you are living in a different world. And I'm not saying it's a great thing. It's a great thing. I love where we are today, but it is nowhere near where it used to be when I was a kid. All right, you guys ready for this? Let's dive in. Ooh, I cut my finger, and I'm having a real trouble with it right now. Woohoo! Woo! All right. Woo! Excuse me. Yeah. Woo! Oh, yeah. Let me get a drink of water. I apologize. Holy smokes, that was amazing. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. It's time is it right now? Well, right now for you it's 4:20. If it's not 4:20, maybe it is 4:20 when you watch this. It doesn't have to be 4:20 in the afternoon, right? But we can all pretend. It's 4:20 somewhere right now at this very moment and or all day. I don't know. I'm pumped. I'm just excited right now. It's nice to be able to do this today. That's what I was getting at. I think it's pretty incredible that like you can go to websites now and some websites actually have links where you can go find weed. That is not a world I ever thought I would see. It's a world that I wished existed, but it is not a world that I actually thought was going to happen. That's going to happen for a little bit from time to time right now. Just bear with me. Once my throat goes numb, we'll be all good. But it's not a world that I thought I'd actually see. It was a world I imagined. And now I'm seeing it. It's not on the federal level, of course. We all know that. But even being state to state, we have to understand that the simple fact that our states can do what is not accepted from our federal government is an amazing thing. It's not what other countries do. Other countries, everybody has to do the exact same thing that's going on in the government. They set a rule, and it applies to every person on every patch of land connected to it. Here in America, having our states independent is a really, really good thing. To an extent, there are certain things where I'm like, the federal government probably should be doing all of that, like legalizing marijuana. Having it state to state is absolutely amazing because of the simple fact that they can do it before the federal government said we could. But as soon as the federal government says that it's good, well, maybe they'll take it off the drug test list, right? You don't have to get tested to see if you've been drinking to get a job. So maybe it'll get off the list. It'll open up for more medical study than it already is, for a lot more things. And also, I mean, you'll be able to get a job anywhere, right? I've always said that the one complaint I always had was that anybody doing crack, cocaine, meth, 72 hours later, and they're pissing clean. But not if you want to smoke pot. You want to fucking laugh at a movie, you know? Maybe you're smoking it just so you can eat. Some people do that. You can't get a job. You got to find a friend to piss in a cup. Man, isn't that wild? It's crazy to think about. But I'm so lit right now. Huh. I'm so sorry. Oh, shit. I don't know where I went. What was I talking about? Yes, here we are. But it is amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing to me that these things are happening. We're getting closer and closer. I mean, it is really cool when you go on a website and it's like, find weed here. And it's like you click it in, put in your zip code, and bam, It's fine in all the dispensaries near me. It is fucking wild. And I love this. And the next thing that's creeping in, and I'm so for all of this. I'm one of those people that thinks all drugs should be legal. I feel like if we legalize all drugs, I don't care. Don't care. Legalize them all. The reason for this being is maybe then there will be less people dying of fentanyl. Because if you just legalize them, there's no reason to really go and buy them from the guy at the corner or, wherever they're buying them. I don't know where they're buying them. I don't do anything except for smoke pot, eat mushrooms. Oh, God. That's it. That's all I do. I mean, besides injectables and supplements and stuff like that. And, I've thought about getting on steroids to fucking do some shit. But I want to make sure everything that I do is safely done. So it's nothing that I've actually dug into, but it's things that I've thought about. I want to be a bigger person and I don't like to eat. So maybe that's a solution for me. But it may not be, because I believe you still have to eat. And that's just something I can't get past. But that's my own battle, right? But I feel if you legalize all drugs, then no more, right? No more issues, no more people dying of it, less people dying, right? Less people dying because now you can go buy them legally and they're not being tampered with. I think that's the best solution to the fentanyl problem. I don't think fentanyl is going anywhere, but it is getting more and more dangerous, and it's being added into more and more things, which is kind of scary. Like, they put it in whacked out supplements. They're putting it in like fake Aleve, and there's all kinds of medications over the counter that they are making fake ones of, and then they're adding fentanyl to them, and people are taking it without even knowing, is what I'm getting at. I don't have any proof of any of this. I believe there was a documentary on it, something like that, but checking all my levels after the last boo-boo. But yeah, so I just think that I believe that they're putting it in a lot more shit than we may be aware of, right? Which scares me. And I'm like, we gotta get this stuff out of here. So is one way to get it out to make it legal, but they're just gonna find another way to get it in. But that's my thoughts on legalizing all drugs at this very moment in time. But it's so exciting to see mushrooms becoming legal. Acid, was what I dabbled with when I was a kid, or teenager, I should say. I was not a kid. I was a teenager. I mean, that's still a kid, right? But light this up, get this smoking, so I can get these thoughts really percolating. I got some videos that I want to go through at closer to the end of the podcast, but I figure after this. And so what I was getting at is when I was a teenager, I was in high school, right? I was looking for any way to make extra money. I'm always looking for a way to make extra money, and I was not one of those people that was against any way to make money. If it's there, cool. I don't care how it got here. I really don't. However it got here, it got here. That's not my problem. It's here. All right, cool. I like it. So I was never against selling stuff, right? It's about the easiest way I could say it. So I dabbled with a lot of acid at one point in time. where I was literally eating it one day on, one day off, because I was eating it like back to back at one point, and I realized it wasn't working. I was like, oh, that's weird. And you have to remember, I got into acid before I got into mushrooms. So mushrooms was actually an unfamiliar area for me, where today it's a lot more familiar. And I don't, I really wish I didn't get into it as much as I did, but I'm glad that I did because I've learned a lot. And we'll see what happens. So I was taking it to the point where I was eating it. I was trying it every day. It wasn't working. Actually, it got less. And I was like, that's weird. So I started eating more. And then I found out you should take a break. And so then once I realized that, I was like, okay, so if I'm supposed to take a break, then one day on, one day off. So I did, a 30-day month on and off, so 15 days. And probably by the fifth day, I think it was like the fifth time. Yeah, the fifth time, I was eating like a 10 strip. Now, I never got over a 10 strip, nothing crazy, right? This is not like I ate sheets or Bibles or whatever. I've definitely been around them. But I was eating 10 every other day. I would go into school. Oh yeah, oh God, I don't know how I did half the shit I did. But yeah, I go into school tripping, fucking take it during school, just fucking stupid shit. It is a wonder that I actually graduated. It is sometimes. Like, I'm just like, how did I do this? But we did it. I did it. I don't know why I always say we. So I'm doing all this acid, and then I run out of acid, right? I run out of acid. I run out of money. So I had to take a break from tripping. So I take a break from tripping. And, I took some time off, but it wasn't really until, I want to say that was around 15, 16. No, I apologize. 17, 18, somewhere around there. Maybe 18, 19. No, it can't be 18, 19. I'm not in school anymore. Right. So between 16 and 18. So I did that when I was closer to 17. I took all of that. And then I was still dabbling with it after, just not as heavy, but I went through a period. And I actually, that caused issues for me. And what I mean by issues is, well, one, I had some really, really bad trips. I started having some really bad reactions to acid after that fact. I tried it a few more times, and I just got to a point where I couldn't do it. And that's when I got introduced to mushrooms. So I tried the mushrooms, and I was amazed because I tripped. I didn't feel like I would when I was on the acid. The acid, I don't know, it's weird. It makes you feel kind of like dirty. It's got, it can have strychnine in it and shit. So it's just not, it's not healthy for you. The way that it, I believe, transforms the brain. You really do feel like the back of your brain comes to the front of your head. And I think the way that it manipulates the body is, not natural, right? It's not natural. But I'm not against it either. I'm just against using it the way that I did, because I got lucky where I didn't eat myself into a trip permanently, luckily. But what happened to me is I now can look at, I would say, like my grass, my floor, you know, staring out the window, looking at like a parking lot or dirt road, dirt parking lot. You know what I mean, right? Anything on the ground with a pattern. I stare at it, and it moves today. It moves today, and it took a long time to get right here. But so what I'm saying is I got lucky. Pardon me. I don't know what happened, okay? I don't know what is permanently, I feel could be broken in my brain. Some people could say unlocked. Doctors gave me some antipsychotics for it. Those were a no-go. I tried them. They really fucked me up. I think they made me impotent, which is one of the main reasons I got rid of them. But yeah, super. So now I look at shit. I look at patterns. Oop, I'm gonna set myself on fire. So I just see that stuff move. And sometimes, I mean, most of the time it doesn't bother me. It's not like happening while I'm driving. Like I have to be standing still and just staring at it. You know what I mean? So I don't get the effect when I'm driving. But when this happens, it just always reminds me of how close I came to possibly just breaking my brain. And I will honestly say that all my dabblings with mushrooms have been more controlled because they were a lot more rare. So when you found them, it wasn't like, we definitely had our good trips. But I never really had a bad one with mushrooms. And mushrooms are just amazing in the fact that you can microdose them. And I know you can microdose acid too, and I know there's people that do. Whoop, again. That's it. Oh. And I know there's people that do. And I've heard that's safe too. I think it would be unsafe for me because of the way that I treated acid when I had it. You see? And there's a difference. I was a little abusive with mushrooms as well. I actually got to a point in my life where I told myself I can never trip again. Never, ever, ever, ever am I going to trip ever again. And I do believe, I think it was when I was like in my 20s. I think it was in my early 20s. I may have turned, it could have been around 20 to 22, somewhere in that window. And then 15 years later, I thought about it again. So I took a major break when I really thought I broke my brain. And unfortunately, the drugs that they want you to take to try and correct this, I'm not into. I'm not going to take them. I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. And it's just it's my experience with that drug, right? And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying not to do it. All I'm saying is that the way that I get with mushrooms is nothing like the way that I got with acid. And I don't know if acid almost broke me because it's man-made, or maybe I took so much acid that I reduced the amount of times I ate shrooms. So I don't know if they can do the same thing if you take too many, but you don't hear of as many stories of people going through that with mushrooms. So I'm just saying, from my experience, if you're going to use any type of a psychedelic, and I don't endorse that you do, but take it slow. All I can say is take it slow and understand your body and figure it out from there instead of diving in and going too far and breaking yourself in a sense. So, but it's cool to see it legalizing, because I do believe that if it was legal, it would be easier to dose people. It would be easier to control it, right? Like all these special K treatments now, those are all run by doctors. So that's a good thing. People are having good experiences with drugs with doctors, and having them with somebody there, being able to walk you through it, these experiences and stuff like that. And I know there's people out there doing it and they're taking advantage of people as well. But no matter what's going on, no matter what it is, you're always going to have somebody doing something wrong, and you're always going to have people doing it right, and then you're going to have people floating around in between. It's all over the place. But I still think it would be a good thing to have a lot of this stuff become legal so that we can look into it, so that we can learn about it, and so that we may find that it's going to unlock so much and help people with so much more than what they're already helping people with. But just take it slow. That was my experience. I definitely overdo it in almost anything I do. I was definitely one of those people that had to get something pierced, and then I had to stretch it to the largest that I could as soon as possible. Everything's always got to be extreme. So if I can give any advice at the end of this, take it slow. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good right now. I'm super stoned, and I think it's time for the videos. All right, we're gonna do the videos right now. Let's do it. Where is my mouse? Let's see. All right, so I thought this was absolutely hilarious. Let me throw it up on the screen here. There we go. We're having a little bit of lag issues. No problem. We can get through this. Check this out. So this cop has pulled over one of the non-driver vehicles. This is an electric car, and it's like pulling away from the cops. Bewildering video of driverless car pulling away from San Fran police has gone viral. An April 1st clip, the Osmosis taxi is seen driving off in the middle of a traffic stop. General Motors subsidiary Cruise claims that all powered vehicles behave like this to get out of the way of traffic. Chiming in with more details, our AV yielded to the police vehicle, then pulled over to the nearest safe location for a traffic stop as intended. An officer contacted Cruise personnel, and no citation was issued. So yeah, he pulled it over. He didn't realize nobody was driving this thing, and then totally friggin' I just think that's funny, right? Because that's gonna happen. They're just gonna. But I don't understand. What did it do? Why did he pull it over? Right? I'm curious as to what the reason was for him pulling it over, because if it is an automated vehicle, shouldn't it be, well, that's, God damn it, that's better than the people that teach student drivers, right? Shouldn't that car be more perfect than the people that teach us how to drive? So why would he pull it over in the first place? That I'm super curious about that, and I don't know if that's just me, but I thought this was funny anyways, because it drove away. What are you gonna do? You're gonna citate who? Who are you gonna write the ticket out to? There's no one there. Like, I don't know. I thought it was funny, and then I trailed off on that thought real quick, and I was like, wait a minute. Shouldn't that thing be better than the people that teach us to drive? Yes, I think it should. Let's see here. This is wild. This is on Instagram. Let me see. I gotta get my shit together. All right. So this is I follow Snoop Dogg. I thought this was crazy. I don't know if there's music. I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh yeah. Look at this. There's two bulls in a store in some country. I'm not sure where, but they are just two massive bulls just inside that store, just smashing it. I thought that was so crazy. Friggin' wild. And let's see here. My last one of today is this kid right here. I don't know if I can play it because of the music, but hold on, All right, so this kid right here, he's 15 years old. He does streaming, and every time he gets a kill shot, he throws a rave in his room. It's absolutely insane. There's flamethrowers and all kinds of shit going on with the crazy freaking music, and he does this every time he kills somebody. Let me see if I... Oh, there it is. Hold on. What? That is wild. Holy shit. Yeah, so this kid is getting kills on his streaming thing, and he is just having a rave every time he gets that kill. Absolutely wild. Did you see the flamethrowers? That's in his room. That cannot be safe. And wait a minute. How often is he playing this? He's 15. Does he live with his parents? How are you like, where in the house? My parents would murder me. I mean, yeah, it was hard. You could not make much noise in my parents' house when my dad was sleeping. You wake him up. Oh, God. Oh, it was just over. You don't wake him up. You just don't wake him up. That was it. I mean, holy crap. How does this happen? You know what it is? The parents probably, oh my God, imagine that. The parents reinforce their own room. They soundproof themselves because he's making so much money off of this that they can't deny him not doing it. How's that? How's that for a thought, right? Right? They were just like, or better yet, maybe they sealed his room. Like, you know what I mean? Doubtful, but plausible. Right? If they're like, oh, well, how much are you making? And they're like, yeah, we'll totally do whatever it takes to keep this going. Right? Son of a bitch. That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, no shit. All right, everybody. Well, I wanted to pop by on this 420. I hope everybody out there, I hope you have a great day. I hope you stay safe. All right, stay safe. Don't be stupid. You know, I don't tell my stories for people to reenact them or do what I do. I do it so hopefully it teaches you not to do what I've done. If I got something good to say and I stand behind it, absolutely. But I don't stand behind the way that I was reckless when I was young, but I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be where I am today. And, so it all comes together in the end. That's what I'm saying. It all comes together in the end. I hope everybody out there has a great rest of your 420. I am stoned. So, yeah. And as always, I will talk to you later. Shit, I'm stoned.
Talking with Topher. I'll talk to you later.